Statistically, about half of all US adults have a will. And we all know what a will is. It's a document that lists who gets my stuff when I pass away. Should we all have a will? Yes, we should. And we're seeing, examples. Any given day, we can do a search of celebrities who died without a will. And we see the Aretha Franklin estate, where, she penned some various scraps of paper that they found under couch cushions. We see the Prince estate, more than 5 years since his death, and the estate is still wrangling because there was no will. So yes, we should all have a will. However, the goal is not to have to use it, because a will is not self-activating. If I am your mother, Mr. Brooks, and I have a will that says everything to Rodney Brooks upon my death, that doesn't mean you can take that document and go to my bank and get the proceeds of my bank accounts. You will have to retain an attorney and go to court to have this document authenticated. And that is the probate process. And we want to avoid probate if we can, because it will likely cause a very big delay amongst the beneficiaries. And we also want to avoid probate if there's any complexity within the family. So I use this word complexity. I guess it's a little bit of a euphemism for, if there's some train wreck of a problem within the family. If I have 2 kids who haven't talked to each other since Thanksgiving of 1998, yeah, you could say there's some complexity there. Or if one of my beneficiaries under the law is estranged and we haven't seen them, there's some complexity there, and that probate could take up to 2 years while the court hires a genealogist, all at the expense of my estate, to sort all of this out. Much better for all of us to think about having a trust. So the question isn't, should we have a trust or shouldn't we? The real question is, what kind of trust should we have? So you can go online and buy, a living revocable trust kit. There are seminars all over the place. My mother and her friends go to them for the free refreshments, and they're looking to meet eligible men at these seminars. But what does a living revocable trust really do for us? It appeals to us psychologically because I can be my own trustee. I can put the assets into the trust. I can take the assets out of the trust. No one is the boss of me. But does this document confer any protection around the assets that are in the trust? If, for example, I had to go into a nursing home down the road, are the assets in the living revocable trust protected? And the answer is, if I can get my hot little hands on the asset whenever I want, then so can my nursing home and other creditors. So if we only want to avoid probate, a living revocable trust is good. However, if we want to avoid probate and also protect the asset from long-term care claims, there's currently a 5-year baking process in order for that to happen. If we want to protect assets from estate taxes, a lot of people have tuned out of this discussion because the current federal estate tax exemption is $11,700,000. But you can't permanently tune out of this discussion, because what goes up is in all likelihood going to come down. In the post-COVID world, where the federal and state governments are looking at record budget deficits, we can expect them to target the estate tax and possibly the capital gains tax structures to generate more revenue. So it's critically important that we think about all of these issues and contemplate a stronger type of trust.